The Snow Hope Village lap skip is one of 4 lap skips that can be performed in an all copes or adventure mode run. It's the only lap skip in the game that doesn't abuse the game's lap detection system, which makes it one of the more unique lap skips that can be performed. It's also arguably the most consistent lap skip to perform, as almost everything about the skip itself is within the player's control. The way to perform the skip is as follows. Drive up the left hand side of the half-pipe just as you're about to exit back onto the main track. Boost over the fence and you'll start bouncing in water below the track surface. Navigate your way around the middle fencing in the village and continue to boost over the bridge, ensuring that you're hooking the wall as you do so. Trigger the lap, and then you'll need to drive out of bounds far enough that the game is forced to put you back into a position on the map. Once you've made it back onto the ground, proceed with driving as usual to trigger a third lap. Get it just right, and you'll end up with a lap that ranges anywhere from 13 to 15 seconds long. The skip itself isn't too complicated, but there's a lot to remember in a short space of time, so let's go through each key part bit by bit. To start, you're going to need at least 9 tokens before you make the boost jump. It's recommended you have all 10 tokens, as it will make your life a lot easier when it comes to bouncing in the water. In any case, collect as many tokens as you can before the half-pipe exits. The half-pipe itself has 6 tokens that you can potentially collect. As you approach the half-pipe exit, boost up the left-hand side and over the fence. The thing to aim for here is to keep yourself as low as possible, as that will give you the highest bounce as you enter the water. If you're airborne too high, you'll end up getting a low, deep water bounce, which is going to make it difficult to get the height you need to boost over the bridge. Of course, if you boost too low, you'll end up not making it over the fence and not clearing out of bounds. Now that you're in the water, you need to maintain speed and boost again to give yourself some handling as you bounce. Stick to the left-hand side of the village, as this is where the invisible wall is that you'll need to be boosting along. Make sure you pick up at least 1 token here, as you need at least 4 boosts total for the skip to work. As you approach the left of the fence, you'll now have to squeeze yourself through a small invisible gap. This part can be frustrating, as there's seemingly no rhyme or reason as to when they'll get clipped by the fencing, but a general rule of thumb is to turn a little early as you boost for the second time. Once you're cleanly past the fence, boost a third time over the bridge, but make sure you boost left into the air. What should happen is that you start driving along an invisible wall. This is important, as you need to be driving up the wall to trigger the lap skip. Failing to do so means the lap doesn't trigger. Additionally, make sure you don't drive too high and over the start line itself, as that will also fail to trigger the lap, or fling your car back before the lap triggers. The last part of the skip, and by far the trickiest, is the fling itself. This is a bit difficult to show as there's no real clear indicator as to where to aim for, but the general idea is that you're looking for this sort of angle to boost down into. This will give you the best possible fling, which should look something like this. General rule of thumb is to turn just as your car becomes visible again after driving through the snowy hill next to the start line. As you begin to turn, boost downwards and trigger the fling. It'll take some practice, but once you get a feel for the sort of area you need to be hitting, you'll start to get a bit more consistent.